tenure policy due to the negative effects it has on society. According to the pro-education reform documentary, Waiting for Superman, in Illinois, in a time period of 6 years, 1 out of 57 doctors loses his or her license to practice medicine. In the same time span, 1 out of every 97 lawyers lose their license to practice law, but in major cities, only 1 out of 1,000 teachers are fired for performance-related reasons. Why is this? Tenure. Tenure came from the early 20th century to protect educators from being fired for wrong reasons such as political affiliation, race, and gender. But this was an issue years ago. Times have changed. It's more difficult to fire someone for no reason with due process of law now because people have job security. Michelle Rhee, a former DC schools chancellor, said, "It just does not put students first, and with federal due process laws in place, tenure is no longer necessary to sufficiently protect teachers from arbitrary dismissal." The problem with tenure is that it negatively affects society by providing job security for teachers that are not doing a good job. There are 3 main issues with teacher tenure. The first is that tenure is provided too early in a teacher's career when there is not substantial evidence of whether they are a good teacher or not yet. The Los Angeles Times found last December that LA schools denied tenure to fewer than 2% of probationary hires, with evaluations often amounting to nothing more than a single pre-announced classroom visit lasting 30 minutes or less. A math teacher, Michael Richardson, said that once teachers obtain tenure, there is no incentive for them to continue performing at their highest level. If you're really a good person, then yes, you're going to keep doing a good job. But if you don't care and all of a sudden you have a job you can't lose, it removes external motivation. The second reason why tenure doesn't work is from the way that they evaluate the teachers. The Huffington Post says that only 15 states require annual evaluations of veteran teachers, with some states letting veteran teachers go 5 or more years without evaluation. A lot can happen in a time span of 5 years. Someone that started out with a lot of enthusiasm teaching could have slowly lost that in a matter of 5 years. The third problem is that tenure provides a very complicated process for firing the teachers. A new teacher project study completed in 2009 found that 86% of administrators surveyed did not pursue termination of teachers they knew to be underperforming or acting improperly because of the fear of time and money process it would take. The president of the new teacher project said, "Tenure says you can't be dismissed unless you are shown to be incompetent through the evaluation process. But the evaluation process doesn't work at all, so tenure is seen as an ironclad guarantee of a job." School districts need to majorly revise teacher tenure. Joseph DeSalvo, a leader of the teacher union for 9 years, wrote that we must end teacher tenure laws as we know them. Ending California's current tenure laws will be for the sake of the students and the health of the teaching profession as a whole. With these revisions, the evaluations would have to be more thorough, and it would be a selective job that actually incorporates students in the evaluation. They would also need to have multiple unannounced evaluations. The evaluations need to be more selective so that not every teacher is able to get teacher tenure. Teachers themselves are against tenure. A study conducted by Public Agenda in 2003 polled that 1,345 school teachers on a variety of education issues, including tenure at their schools, when they were asked, does tenure mean that a teacher has worked hard and proved themselves to be good at what they do, 58% of teachers answered no, tenure does not mean that. Also, 78% of those teachers said that they know teachers in their school that fail to do a good job and are simply going through the motions. If these previous two steps that I listed are enforced, then the schools will not have to deal with the impossible dismissal process because there won't be as many teachers they need to get rid of. Having a new policy would result in improved teachers, which would cause better students. Michelle Reed, the school chancellor I quoted earlier, said, "Teacher tenure may benefit some teachers, but does nothing to promote the education of children. Tenure is the holy grail of teacher unions, but it has no educational value for kids. It only benefits the adults." Having tenure allows bad teachers to be stuck in the school system, which affects the education of the students. Children deserve a public school system that places educational quality above employee job security. Therefore, reforming the current system of lifetime tenure should be at the heart of educational improvement and reform.